Jimmy Spoon and the Pony Express, 8 outlaws. Day by day, the desert began heating up. Like a skillet on a low, steady flame, the thermometer nailed outside the shady north wall rose above 90 degrees each noon. Wild sunflowers bloomed on the sod roof, making the cabin look as if it wore a fuzzy gold hat. By mid-June, Captain Zimmerman declared the trails passable for mail and travelers. Not as dangerous, were his words. He did not say the trails were safe. White-topped wagons drawn by mules and oxen once again lumbered through Ruby Valley on their long journey west. Emigrants cheered upon sighting the dust of an express rider. For an exhilarating moment, they could see the small, crouched boy on his pony, but he passed so swiftly he was gone in a blink. It was a warm, still afternoon when Jack Slade cantered in from Deep Creek. He was one of the few riders who was older than Jimmy. For some odd reason, Slade had no mochila and was in no hurry. "Salutations, gentlemen," he said pleasantly as he dismounted. "I feel duty-bound to warn you that Rex Dooley and his gang are on the loose again. Till the posse catches up with them, you best steer clear of Eagle Canyon. They caused a lot of trouble for some miners thereabouts." "What sort of trouble?" asked Mr. Tagg. "Well, to be perfectly frank, gentlemen, the miners are dead." "Is that so?" Milo exchanged knowing looks with Mr. Tagg. "That's right," Slade answered. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I must continue on my journey. I've been reassigned to Carson City Station." He filled his canteen, then, while his horse drank from the barrel, he freshened up. He ran a comb through his shoulder-length hair and meticulously brushed the dust off his sleeves. By the time he straightened the black string tie and repositioned his hat, he looked ready to dance in a saloon, not ride miles under a hot sun. Jimmy admired Slade's gun and how his holster creaked when he moved. He wished he and the other boys could carry a six-shooter, but the weight was too much for a speeding pony. They were even told not to ride with a pocket knife. "Well, don't worry about us, Jack," Jimmy said with confidence, even though he'd never met the outlaws. "We'll keep a lookout. Rex Dooley can't touch us. He's a baby. Far as I'm concerned, he's still in diapers," the man laughed. "Those Dooley boys would hang a fool like you and enjoy it more than the birthday party. Diapers, that's good." Still laughing, he pulled himself up into his saddle and without a word whipped his horse into a gallop. In a moment, he was gone. Milo tipped his hat over his eyes and squinted toward the trail. He shook his head. "Is anything wrong?" Jimmy asked. "Jim," Milo said, resting his grandfatherly hand on his shoulder, "Mr. Tagg and I worked with Slade in the stockyard. It's back in Missouri. We were shocked when he was hired to ride the Pony Express. Few folks realize that Jack Slade is a cold-blooded killer. A killer? 22 dead as far as we know, and one crippled. Got his leg shot off almost," said Mr. Tagg. Jimmy's eyes grew wide. "You mean he killed 22 people?" "Yes, sir. Even cut off the ears of one fella and carried them around for souvenirs, mementos, Jim. If I ain't mistaken, that's Penn Haley coming over the rise, and you're next rider up." And that's the end of Chapter 8.